last 3 games definitely a draw, so that feeling to get over the line to get 3 points I thought was big, but also in respect for Leeds and Elland Road, we haven't lost here more than a year, so we are very aware of the task ahead of us, and that we overcome that in a very good way.
Mathys, first goal in the Premier League this season. How does it feel to be on the winning side here?
For sure, I'm very happy about my first goal, and I will say that with the team we work a lot this week, and I deserve this goal, and I'm very happy about it.
What does that goal mean for Mohammed Kudus? He's had to wait for it, he's had to work for it.
Yeah, I think I was so happy for him scoring that goal, because of course obviously he wanted it, and then not only scoring a goal, he's scoring the winner in a tight away win, and a good goal, so really pleased with that.
Today we are disappointed, but of course that we are capable to be in all aspects really the better side against such a top-class side, and the side who can bring so much quality in. So it says a lot about my team and that we are on the right path. And it was another top performance of my lads, and so we could go in exactly in this way.
Alan, you were impressed with Spurs' quick, slick attacking play today.
Yeah, I was, because they were under pressure at times from Leeds, and it was always going to be a really tough game there. But I thought, particularly on the turnover transition, once they won that ball, their attitude to get the ball forward as quick as possible has ultimately helped them win the game, and that's the reason why they won the game. Their forward positions, their forward players, I should say, I thought were very good, and this is a great example of winning the ball back and straight away forward pass into the final third and saying to the forward players, go and do your stuff. Tel does exactly that. What a great attitude after he'd been left out of the Champions League squad to prove a point to today that his attitude is absolutely right. Same thing again from defensive. Udogie, I thought, was fantastic as well. Defensive area straight in to forward positions, and that should be hitting the target at least anyway. Again, forward pass. Look at the energy. Look at the application for forward to get into those forward positions. I mean, I don't know what Xavi Simons is trying to do here. It's a simple pass with the left foot rather than the back flick, but I suppose the confidence was high. Porro in behind, but again, and Kudus gets his goal. He's made a great start to his Spurs career, and he deserved this goal because he's been Spurs' best player this season. Again, a little bit of deflection, but look, from the goalkeeper, within 3 or 4 seconds, you've gone from the keeper into the final third. They're all running forward. They're all having the energy to do it. And the run from Porro, as we saw from Udogie, he wasn't shy in doing that also. And again, that should be better. But it was their attitude, and with playing in the Champions League away from home and going to Leeds at lunchtime on a Saturday morning, you know you're in for a tough game. So as well as getting forward quickly, I was so impressed with the attitude from Spurs players as well.
There's a grittiness, there's a
Absolutely,
resilience that we're seeing
and
in this
that's
season.
what would have pleased Thomas Frank.
Yeah, and that was lovely there, wasn't it, Frank, with Kudus, because when you signed for £55 million, and you might be doing lots of amazing things, and as Alan said, you know, arguably Spurs' best player, getting that goal will just feel fantastic to him tonight.
I think he's been a breath of fresh air. I think you look at the stats from today's game, he's first in duels, won successful dribbles, shots, touches in opposition's box, sprints, and he's had a real impact for Tottenham this season. And he's got 4 assists this season, joined first in the Premier League. He's by far had the most successful dribbles in the league. So all what was missing was the goal, and I think that goal today will push him on that next step now, and he's been a real top signing.
This was another really great, entertaining match, wasn't it? And Leeds played their part in that. And as Daniel Farke said, that, you know, they were ahead on things like possession, expected goals, but it's that final product, isn't it, that they're just missing, that goal scorer.
It is, and I think Leeds were very unlucky today to come away with no points. I thought they created some really good chances, and they just weren't clinical enough. And if we see here early on, Rodon coming round the back, it's a good ball, and it's a good header actually. He's unlucky not to score. Really good pressure on the ball, winning the ball back high. Calvert-Lewin just can't get the ball out of his feet, and it's not a great shot. He should do better. Again here, I like this Calvert-Lewin, always occupying the back line. The first pass doesn't come when maybe it should have, but he carries on, he continues to be a threat in the box. Really good first touch, and unlucky with the shot, a good save from the keeper. And this is what we know Calvert-Lewin can do. He's good in the air, he's a presence, and then a real good chance and an excellent save. So I think he'll be really happy with the performance today, Daniel Farke. I think they played well, they were created chances, but just weren't clinical enough.
Do you think it's going to come? It's just a matter of time for Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah, well, I think we all know Don Calvert-Lewin is a very good player, and the biggest issue has been keeping him fit. And he started his career at Leeds well. He's getting chances, and if he stays fit, he's a handful for any defender.
Yeah.
OK, thank you for the moment. Next.
Lindsay, God, guys, the weather this afternoon, we had everything you could possibly imagine, but it was a game that, from outside looking in, looks to be played with pace and energy. How was it?
That was a tough game for us because the opponents are playing very well, but I think we deserve to win because we fight until the end, and yeah, I'm very happy about the win.
Look, you opened the scoring today. You sort of were up there on your own. Was your only option just to have a go?
Yeah, I worked this week a lot about the finishing, and today I scored this goal, so I'm very happy for me, and I hope so that I'm gonna help the team more and yeah, keep going.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Mo, have you been waiting for your first Tottenham goal?
Yeah, definitely. As an attacker, it boosts a lot of your confidence to score, but big credit to all the team today. I think everyone put a lot of effort in, and I want to give Mathys a lot of big credit because it's been tough not playing as a player, but how he carry himself, training every day and getting ready to like he showed today, So it's a big applause to him, and then I'm a big fan of how he comports himself and train every day even though he's not playing. So I'm happy he got his first goal and many more to come.
How do you feel hearing those type of words? Tottenham seem to be such a cohesive team. You all really seem to be together.
Yeah, the mentality is important for us. Always together, work together and win together. That's what we showed today. So yeah, I'm very happy again about the win, about the mentality that we showed. And we did it for the team, for the fans as well. So yeah, we just need to keep going and focus on the next game.
Well, yeah, look, the fans, you mentioned them there, they're here in the rain, still training. This feels like a huge win today. Moves you unbeaten in 7, moves you second in the Premier League table before anyone else plays. It's the right end of the table to be.
Yeah, 100%, before the international break. So now the full focus is go and represent our country and then come back on the same focus because it's going to be tough schedule with a lot of games and good points to fight for. So it's a big step towards the right direction.
Well, thank you for standing out in the rain doing this with me. One more thing to do. Mathys, can you please present this to Mo Kudus? Look at the smile on his face. Guys, well done.
Yes, Mohammed Kudus, well-deserved Player of the Match award there at the end of that 2-1 victory for Tottenham, and that is a good place to be as they head into the break. We'll have more reaction to that watching along with me, and there were big celebrations at the end of that piece, weren't there, from Thomas Frank. Why do you think that felt like such a big win?
I think, coming back away from Europe, again away from home, a difficult place. Leeds being promoted, and we know how hostile the environment is here. They play on the front foot, and Tottenham Hotspur, been accused over the years numerous times of being flaky, and I think Thomas Frank's really addressing that. I think the points now away from home, 14 points, 10 are away from home. I mean, that's fantastic form to any time in the Premier League to come and win, and off the back of a European game, to come away again and get another result is fantastic.
Do you feel like this is the sort of game, as Peter was saying, that Spurs may have perhaps lost in the past because of the conditions, because of just how well Leeds competed today?
Yeah, I think that has happened in the recent past. But Thomas Frank, he's looking to shake that. He's established himself with Brentford, made him a really, really solid team. And if you can bring that with also the quality that he's got in this Tottenham squad, it could be really dangerous. But I just think the jubilation today is off the back of when you're in the Champions League and when you're playing in Europe, it's tough. Premier League, going away from home last week, getting that late draw. I think they did it the week before against Wolves, and it's a really, really good week for them with a tough, hard-fought victory. But likes of Mathys Tel, who's not in that Champions League squad, I think Kudus just touched on it there. Still training hard, still believing in the manager and turning up for him today.
Still believing in the manager. How much credit do we have to give him? Because they finished 17th last season. Obviously, they won a European Cup as well, but they currently sit second. Just how do you think he has changed things?
I think it's the mentality. I think, I've spent time with Thomas Frank, when he was at Brentford, and he's a fantastic communicator. I think when you see him in the dressing room, the way he talks, I think he puts his arms around players, tells them how good they are, the qualities, and you can see there's a lot about tactics we talk in football, but also the personal level. You know, sometimes just being able to talk to someone, get the best out of them as people, positionally, tactically, you know, and give them confidence. And, you know, from my time spent with Thomas Frank, he's a good person to talk to and someone that lifts his players. And I think there's a lot to be said about that in an age now where, you know, it's all about tactics and right formations and the way you play. I think actually the personal level is something he has very, very good.
What is that personal touch like from him? You've obviously spent time with him as well, Joe. How good a leader do you think he is?
Well, do you know one thing, and it will sound so simple, but he just seems like a fair kind of guy. You work hard for him, you do what he's asked of you, and he'll back you to the hilt. You don't, I think there's going to be another version of him. I think Tottenham would have felt that with a couple of disappointing performances at home. There's a standard that he sets, but once you get into that rhythm and once everyone's working and pushing on the same page, the success comes. So it's proven, again with a good week, sitting pretty, second in the league, good start to the Champions League. Really exciting times. But to touch on him, I think, and you talked about it before, Lindsay, when he comes over, he's one of those guys that you can speak to. He's very personable, very open. You can tell he absolutely adores the game and he's open. And I think to work with someone like that every day who's in charge of you, I think it's great that he's willing to hear people out and maybe hear different opinions.
And one of his new signings, Mohammed Kudus, has certainly hit the ground running, got the winner today, Peter. What did you like about his performance?
Yeah, I mean, we were saying it before he scored. You'd hate to play against him if you're a fullback. Like, he never seems to lose the ball. You know, he's one of those players so strong. Even when he's knocked on the floor, you know, get up with the ball between his legs. He can go past people when he's running at people. He's so dangerous, incredibly strong, and obviously ultimately he was the main man. And when he comes inside like this, he just goes past people for fun. I know it takes a deflection, but it was a great strike. Deserved it.
He just when he's on, he feels like a match winner. And just cutting in here, the options as they opened up, and he manages to rip it back. Carl Darlow relies on his defender to block that. But good players and good strikers, they'll look to go through legs because it's so difficult for the goalkeeper. And as he just reverses it here, Darlow knows straight away he's beaten. And that's such a big moment in a really tight game.
When you have a player like that, certainly away from home, you know, sometimes it's almost like an aimless clearance. And you have a player that can get onto it, he can hold the ball, he's so strong, he can go past people, he can get fouls for you. Away from home, having a player like that is invaluable.
And as a fan, that's what you want to see, a player who can excite you like that and get you off your seat at times.
Yeah, he does that. I mean, we've seen it at West Ham as well, but yeah, for me, like that, it's effortless. He's ghosting past people like they're not there, and you can't knock him off the ball. What I like about him as well, obviously, he's great running into space. This did let him down a little bit today, just on the finish, but he plays with almost his back to goal. As a fullback, you can roll it into him, and he'll hold someone off and bring others into play as well. You don't always get that from a winger. We were talking before, Joe, weren't we? Remember when wingers used to be lightweight?
Yeah.
Used to be able to target them. You know, he's so strong, you can't knock him off the ball.
I guess the concern when they signed him was whether they were going to get the Kudus from the end of his time at West Ham when his levels had dropped off, or the way he played in the season before for them. But he certainly looks like he's back to his best now.
Oh, he does. He looks solid. I really like the way he's interviewed. I've not really heard him speak much. I love the way he talked after the game. It felt like a real senior player who just wants to improve and wants to impress every week. You see the way Thomas Frank congratulated him after. That's that personal touch. He knows what a big job he's done for him today.
You managed to get your celebration out today as well. You weren't too sure about that today. A bit risky.
He's sitting right in front of us here, right?
He's not read the room.
He sat down. He sat down in front of the Leeds fan. There was a lot getting thrown at him. He did well to avoid them.
He's a brave guy.
Yeah, well,
he really is.
Should we do that again?
You might think twice in the future. Joe, today as well, Vicario, a couple of big saves from him that really contributed to Spurs getting all 3 points.
Yeah, big moments, and you need these big moments in away performance. You know, as good as and well as you play, if you have good possession, but it's about these moments. It's the Kudus ripping it back through the legs and the goals, and it's the saves of Vicario today, who had a relatively quiet second half, to be honest. Got stuck under a few balls in the first half. You know, with the goal, people will always ask questions, but it was a good save to start with. What a take by Calvert-Lewin, beautiful pirouette. And just as it takes that deflection off Van der Ven, that outstretched left leg, really good save, great agility. And this is right late on in the game, 92nd, 93rd minute. You know, as a goalkeeper, you're going to have a big moment. That's his big moment. Great timing on the half volley. It's a good strike, really good strike. But what's clear is he wants to get it as far away from the goal as possible. And obviously, when it falls onto a Tottenham head after it, he's able to celebrate the 3 points. But you need that little bit there, just a doggy, following up for his goalkeeper, helping him out. Massive, massive moment. You can see what it means.
You must absolutely hate weather like this as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, as soon as it's the wind. As soon as I see the wind howling, I used to think, oh God, here we go. But when you're in the zone and you're in the focus, like I say, in that first half, it would have looked like on the TV, I'd imagine, that he was coming out flapping and not quite getting under the ball how he should. But just as it kicks and picks up speed in the air, it was hard to judge. You saw that with some of the Leeds crosses. So it's a really good feeling to walk off that field with a good performance and 3 points.
Joe was desperate to get those clips in of the keepers' union.
Can't be done, mate. Just as important as the goals, then.
He asked for it especially, so we thought we better put it in. But how highly do you rate him as a top-level keeper?
He's a good goalkeeper. I think you've got to really prove yourself. You want to go into that next bracket, you need that stability. You need your players knowing that no matter what angle they shoot from, they're backing the goalkeeper. And ultimately, in the Premier League, you want some good finishes. You want to be up in and around that Champions League mark. But if he can establish himself, which he has as the Tottenham #1, it's a great platform for him. So he can only build. Yeah,
Kudus got the Man of the Match award, but Xavi Simons could have staked a good claim today, do you think, with his performance?
Yeah, I think it's, I'd say, a work in progress. It's undeniable talent. I love watching him play. He does things that no one else on the field can do. But there was a couple of incidents, obviously the Rabona, when Romero's gone forward. I don't think if they'd have scored, he might have had a few words in the dressing room about that. But class act, there's no doubt. And I do think there's more to come from him. I think he'll be a player that Tottenham fans will love. There's still work to be done.
Apart from picking his moments a bit more wisely in terms of the skill and the flair, where else can he get better? Well,
I just think probably in the final third, he kind of needs to add assists, maybe goals to his game. It's a similar situation, but he's a fantastic player. There's no denying it.
Well, we've got some live rugby on the way next on TNT Sports as